Hello everyone, Sarat here, and, well, we did an HD remake of the original Metroid. So let's actually go back in time and take a look at the original Metroid 2 Return of Samus as you would have seen it on the Game Boy. Now see, I know they've done remakes of this game. I know they've done a few things. I think they've remade this twice, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think one was called Zero Mission and the other one was a much more current. And then there was also AM2R that popped into existence at one point. Excuse me. It gets kind of messy. A little bit messy. But, yeah. We're going to be looking at the original here because the original did a few things. The HD remake did change a little bit of the original Metroid, but not enough to really consider it a new game. The remakes of Metroid 2 almost make them feel like a completely different new game sometimes, because there were issues with this game, and that characters were way too big, and everything was really floaty. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But yeah, we're going to look at the original because the original has some things. The original is where they actually get to have some fun with the morph ball. I'm nowhere near as good at bomb jumping in this version as I was in Metroid 1. Not that I was great in Metroid 1 or anything, but I'm significantly worse in this version. We will see if I figured it out better. But it has been a very long time since I played this, so expect me to get lost a few times. Not right away, but once we get into the second or third area, and yes, this game is divided up kind of into areas, and we will talk about that in a second too. But now let's go ahead and get started here. If you look, we have energy counter at 99, we start with 30 missiles, and there are 39 Metroids on this planet somewhere. If we pause, we can see how many we have immediate access to. By immediate, I mean we actually have a clear path to go find them. At any time, if we are next to the ship, we can follow the ship. There is an energy recharge and a missile recharge off in the wings of the ship. We also get to start with the ability to crouch and shoot things down here that we couldn't do in the first game. And we get to start with the morph ball. The morph ball has no capabilities other than just being a way to roll through certain things. And if we are in a crouch and we move forward, we will not automatically go into the morph ball. You kind of you kind of get to press down to get it there. So yeah, a few things have changed, but not much since first game. Mechanically, also, we can shoot straight down instead of being limited to just using bombs to shoot down. We can shoot down ourselves. And yes, enemies are still here. They still do damage. Of course they do. They do still drop power-ups for you. Always be a little bit careful about where you're going. Also, maybe you kind of noticed just how floaty the jump really looks. Because it feels real floaty, I'll say that. It feels incredibly floaty to control Samus here. Would you actually get down into the morph ball? Thank you. Also, there's not much use for here. There is a secret passage up there, but I don't know if it's actually useful for anything. I've never noticed. It kind of just leads over to here. Somewhere up here, I think, but I've never noticed that it actually had any actual effect on being able to press anything. Of course, it has been a very long time since I played this, so I have forgotten quite a bit of this that I'm hoping to remember as I play this game. Come on. Get down there. Here we are. Another change we're going to notice from the first game. We have save points. We are going to use the save point. If we die and restart, that's where we come back to, as you might have guessed. And also, if you see the thing that looks like sand or what have you, that is damage water. That is acid or lava or something along that line. It's never made... I mean, I think the book calls it lava. I'm not sure. It could be acid. But you can dip your toes in it without immediately dying. But, you will die if it will drain your health really, really fast. So you don't want to try to do that unless you have a whole lot of extra life. But right now, that is a barrier. It's a barrier that will go away eventually, but not yet. Also notice that our beam is not the short beam that we started out with at the beginning of Metroid. We actually do have the long beam. There's no way for me to actually check. There's no way for me to actually bring up a status screen or anything like that. Give me a second, folks. I'm missing something here. Okay, I fixed the problem. I fixed my immediate problem. Select will still bring up your missiles. And as of right now, that's about all it's used for. Also, I have to yawn a lot. Not really sure why. There's not much to look at straight up here. You can do that, but there's nothing to look at up there. This water is, it's not death, but it is kind of like tar in the fact that it will keep you from jumping high if you land in it. And what I mean by this water, I mean the gray division there that is just below the black background of everything else. So yeah, that will actually slow you down. You know, I don't need help being made a fool of by the enemies around here. I'm pretty good at that on my own. Thank you. Okay, so, you saw the Metroid sitting there, right? Well, in this game, the Metroids do not stay as the form you knew. Metroids are going to evolve. In this case, they get to look like this. And by beating that one, if we give it a second, we get an earthquake. What did that earthquake do? We will see soon enough. But waiting up here behind the Metroid is an energy refill and a missile refill. These same icons are inside the ship at the very beginning. You just can't see them. But yeah, when you see icons like this, that means you can refill your health and your missiles. Which is good after a fight with what they call an Alpha Metroid. Alpha being the first stage of evolution Metroids can go through. Oops. Up down here. You don't really need the power-ups, but I'd rather have power-ups on screen than enemies. To do that, it would actually help if I could actually hit the broadside of the barn today. Which I apparently cannot hit those little things from the side. That was brilliant. Okay. Also, save points, unless I am vastly mistaken, save points will not recover your energy or your missiles. You are kind of just stuck with whatever you save with at a save point is what you're stuck with. So I hope you do not find a save point that sticks you next to a dangerous area when you're at 1 hit point and use it, because you're kind of doomed to that for a very long time. But in our case, we have now completed basically the beginner tutorial area of the game. And we have a lot more to go. After all, we still have 38 more Metroids. If we look, the Rumbling has unearthed 4 new ones for us. So we've got to go hunt those down. But that can wait until next time. So until then, take care everyone.